Once upon a time, nestled in a quaint village surrounded by lush greenery and gentle hills, there lived a young man named Evan. Evan was known for his kind heart and empathetic nature. He would go out of his way to help anyone in need, offering a listening ear or a helping hand without a second thought. His generosity knew no bounds, and his compassion was a beacon of light in the community. However, as time passed, Evan found himself increasingly burdened by the weight of others' expectations and emotions. He felt drained, as though he were constantly pouring his energy into an endless void. Despite his best efforts, he couldn't shake off the feeling of being suffocated by the needs and desires of those around him. Day by day, Evan retreated further into himself, seeking solace in solitude. He distanced himself from his friends and family, preferring the company of his own thoughts to the clamor of the outside world. The once vibrant and bustling village now seemed like a distant memory, replaced by the quiet solitude of Evan's secluded existence. In his isolation, Evan found a sense of freedom he had never known before. No longer shackled by the expectations of others, he was able to explore his own interests and passions without fear of judgment or interference. He delved into books and art, losing himself in the vast expanse of his own imagination. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, Evan began to realize the true cost of his isolation. The walls he had built around himself grew higher and higher, until they became impenetrable barriers, cutting him off from the world outside. Loneliness crept in like a silent shadow, casting a pall over Evan's once bright spirit. He longed for the warmth of human connection, for the laughter and camaraderie he had taken for granted. But try as he might, he couldn't bring himself to reach out, to let down his guard and allow others back into his life. In his darkest moments, Evan wondered if he had made a mistake in shutting himself off from the world. Had he become so consumed by his own desire for independence that he had lost sight of what truly mattered? The realization hit him like a bolt of lightning, illuminating the emptiness of his existence with startling clarity. With a heavy heart, Evan made a decision. He would tear down the walls he had built around himself, brick by brick, and open himself up to the possibility of connection once more. It wouldn't be easy, he knew, but he was determined to reclaim the sense of community he had lost. Slowly but surely, Evan began to reach out to those he had pushed away, offering apologies where they were due and extending olive branches of reconciliation. And to his surprise, he found that the bonds he had feared were irreparably broken were stronger than he had ever imagined. In the end, Evan learned a valuable lesson, that true strength lies not in isolation, but in the connections we forge with others. And though the journey had been long and arduous, he emerged from the darkness with a newfound appreciation for the beauty of human connection.